Welcome back to a brand new Clash Royale video, guys. My name is Patrick, aka Chief Pat, and today we're going to be opening up some chests inside of Clash Royale and getting our Elite Barbarians, which we actually haven't unlocked until right now on my main Chief Pat account. So I actually missed out on the 100 gem offer. I was way too busy with Thanksgiving weekend, hanging out with my girlfriend's family and eating a ton of turkey, I guess, and ham. So it was a really good time. If you guys are from America, I hope you guys had a nice Thanksgiving weekend. And let's go ahead and stuff open some chests right now. Hopefully no turkey, but only Elite Barbarians and Tornadoes, as well as legendary cards inside of them. And let's get our Elite Barbarians up to level 9 and use them inside of a couple of decks. Now, as far as the card goes, like Nick and I talked about in the videos that we did in the very beginning, it's not a very good card right now. It's just too expensive at 6 elixir to where not a lot of people want to play it. I don't even know if they're better than regular Barbarians, which are 1 elixir less. I guess they fill a little bit different of a role inside of the game just because the Elite Barbarians are so fast, but we're still going to try it out. I'm going to show you guys a minor deck using the Elite Barbarians that might be able to work out for us after we open up all of these super magical chests. Now, having 30,000 gems, the commons are actually definitely the best card to level up inside of Clash Royale as far as getting them out of chests go. Obviously, having all my other common cards maxed out, I get Elite Barbarians in almost every single chest, as well as I'm getting like 500 at a time, which is really nice, and I should be able to upgrade them pretty close to max. Of course, we only need to get them to level 9 to max out for the challenges. And as we open up our final chest, we're gonna get an Ice Wizard in the last one. I still don't know why I'm getting Ice Wizards instead of Graveyards. You guys know the deal, but let's go and check out the card where you can see we have 2,739 Elite Barbarians. So many Elite Barbarians, just absolutely ridiculous. And let's go ahead and get ready to upgrade those and see how far we can level them up. Now, again, they are a 6 elixir card. Just like regular Barbarians, they target anything. They're not going for buildings or anything like that. They're just a little bit tankier. They have a little more damage, and they come in a pair of 2. So you can use them mostly on defensive counter pushes, which is what I'm going to try to do today. I could even split them at the very back behind my King's Tower. I can use them in a couple of different varieties, and I'll show you guys a deck how to make them at least work a little bit, but honestly, still, it's a pretty weak card right now, as most people are figuring out as soon as they get them. So we're all the way up to level 10, and we do have just enough to get them up to level 11, so let's go ahead and do that right now. And as you can see, final level up for us will be at level 11. We're just over 1,000 HP, 187 damage per second, as well as 281 damage for their hits. Very nicely done. And checking out the deck, we've got the Elite Barbarians, the Meta Minion, which some people are calling it, which I think is pretty funny, the Miner, Fireball, and the Zap Spell, Hog Rider, Archers, and Tombstone. There's a lot of meta cards inside of this deck, but some different ones. Instead of Lightning Spell, I'm running Fireball. I'm running the Hog Rider as my main, I guess, damage dealer to towers. It's going to be an interesting deck, and let's go ahead and see if we can make it work inside of a couple of battles. Now, what would be really nice is if my opponent goes in on offense with a Royal Giant, with a Golem, with anything that I can use my Elite Barbarians on, and then I go for a counter push with the Miner behind their tower and let the Elite Barbarians do absolute work. Now let's go ahead and start off against John 2310. You can see I do have the Elite Barbarians as my first card, but since they're so fast, I don't want to split them in the very beginning. And now that he's played his Lava Hound, we might as well get pretty aggressive, and let's go for a Miner and Elite Barbarian push. Now, of course, tanks are annoying to deal with, but one of the strategies you can do to tank them out is by pressuring the other side of the map. So that's what we're going to do with our Elite Barbarians, which are going to try to do their best in getting to the tower, but unfortunately that Mega Minion is going to do way too much work. And at this point, we're going to just have to defend our right-hand tower. His Mega Minion should die to our tower, and unfortunately we didn't take too much more damage, but for the very first push using this deck, we're going to have a little bit to figure it out and hopefully make it work out. Now, let's go ahead and sit back down. We do have the Hog Rider. So trying to pair up the Hog Rider with the Elite Barbarians, I feel like we'd want to split our Elite Barbarians in the very back and then use the Hog Rider on one side and maybe use the Miner on the other side to really pressure our opponent. And now that I know that he's using this Lava Hound deck, check where I put my Archers. I didn't split them this time, and I knew that I would go in for a more aggressive push. I'm going to drop the Miner, I'm going to drop the Hog Rider, and as the Hog Rider does work, it looks like the Ice Spirit will get to the Hog, but it's not going to do too much now that we have the Hog Rider plus the Miner and Archers all on that side. The Mega Minion's doing work onto the Lava Hound. That tower's going to drop all the way down to 700, which is just so good for us, and the Lava Hound really isn't going to, or the Valkyrie really isn't going to do anything, to where these Lava Pups are sort of just going to die. And yeah, things are looking good. Let's just go for another aggressive push. Why not throw the Elite Barbarians out there with the Mega Minion? Of course, the Mega Minion is going to be targeted, so check out that Zap Spell. Look at that Zap Spell keeping the Mega Minion alive right there, and that Mega Minion with 1 HP, plus those Elite Barbarians beating down that tower. That tower's all the way down to 32 HP for our first first ever successful Elite Barbarian push. So that was just a really simple counter push of throwing my Elite Barbarians down to help out my Mega Minion, or the Meta Minion. And now that we're getting to double Elixir, let's drop our Tombstone. We've got the Hog Rider getting ready for a left-hand push. He's got his Tombstone over there, so we'll do the Hog push with the Archers right there, which should shove the Hog Rider towards the tower. Everything's looking really nice right now, and we should be able to take the very first tower of the game in just a second. Now, Miner will go down onto that tower right there, which is so good. I'll Fireball down the Mega Minion and the Lava Hound, and as that Mega Minion makes its way across, a really nice Zap spell is going to catch the minions plus the Mega Minion to kill it. And with our Archers to clean up the minions as well as the skeletons, things are just looking amazing. And now that we just have that left-hand tower to take out, I really just want to use my Elite Barbarians. Now, I don't know how I can use them, so let's just drop them in the very front. I'll drop the Miner as well in the back. And he does have a Valkyrie, which is probably going to be a pretty decent counter. And the Zap spell is going to help out as well. But honestly, we're just going to use the Miner to take the tower. He's going for one last aggressive push down the right-hand lane. But for the very first time on my main Chief Pad account, we're going to pick up a win using the Elite Barbarians. I know, guys, it doesn't seem real, but it does happen sometimes. And we're going to pick up a 2-crown-to-0 victory against John 2310. So one nice counter push with the Elite Barbarians took out that right-hand tower. And just continually pressuring that left one with that second push with the Hog Rider worked out really well for us. So yeah, that worked out really well, even against a deck that probably wasn't the best against the Elite Barbarians anyways. He had the Lava Hound, the Mega Minion, and the minions, which are all really, I guess, like the Lava Hound or the Elite Barbarians can't do much against. So let's go and try out one more battle against BMW Alpina, and let's see if we can get these Elite Barbarians to the tower again. Now, those Archers put me in a tough position. I don't want to play my Elite Barbarians yet just because they're so fast, and I don't want them to be just taking, running down separate lanes and not really doing too much and just dying to the Archers. So let's go and play our Archers in the back. He's got an Ice Golem right there, and that Ice Golem's sort of just going to die. So let's get ready to see what we can do. This is a little bit interesting. We've got a lot of Elixir, and now that he's got that Mega Minion, I'm actually going to drop the Elite Barbarians to tank for the Archers as well as the Mega Minion. And this dude's got a Barbarian Hut. Man, the Barbarian Hut I've been really meaning to play. I should probably try that out in one of my next videos because a lot of people have been picking it up again, and it's just so tanky. It took 2 shots from the Mega Minion plus a ton of shots from my Archers, and it actually ended up surviving. So this is going to turn out to be a pretty interesting battle, but check out this Fireball. 2 Barbarians, it's like 2.5 Elixir, a 4 Elixir Musketeer, a 1.5 an Elixir Archer. I'm just like splitting things in half depending on how much an Elixir it costs. Anyways, we got so much value out of that Fireball right there defensively, and now we can just sort of reset and see exactly how we're going to be able to work against this guy and his crazy Barbarian Hut deck. Now, Miner and Hog Rider running towards the tower. That means the Hog's going to get a couple of hits off. We might be able to take it down. Looks like to about 1100 because one of the skeletons was helping out as well. And we are going to have to defend against this counter push, though. And he's already got 7 Elixir set up, and we're probably even as far as the rest of our Elixir goes. So I'm going to drop my Archers. He's going to drop a Hog Rider. My Mega Minion should work out better than a Tombstone just because it's going to help out against the Musketeer. And now that it's tanking shots for the Musketeer's actually not in range. So I'm going to have to drop a Zap spell to make sure this tower doesn't drop below like 1000 HP. So I thought we were going to get a much bigger win right there, but still this game is pretty close. Haven't been able to use those Elite Barbarians just as effectively as I wanted to just yet. I'm sort of holding on to them and trying to find the right time that I can drop them maybe on top of his Musketeer or drop them on top of his Barbarian Hut. And let's go and drop them in the very back in just a moment, and this will go ahead and set us up for the rest of our push. Now, Fireball into the Barbarians and the Archers, that'll work out decently. Elite Barbarians can take plenty of damage from the log right there, and as our Miner goes down, what was that Zap spell? Okay. That didn't happen. We'll edit that one out later. Let's just do our Archers right onto the Ice Golem, and now this is going to be a little bit interesting. We wasted 2 Elixir on nothing. I meant to play my Mega Minion instead of that Zap spell, that of course never happened. So let's drop our Elite Barbarians on top of the Musketeer. Elite Barbarians doing work, and hopefully get into the Hog Rider. Actually, they're just going to get tossed around and do almost nothing against that Hog Rider, so this is just going to be like a chip-to-death game. It's so hard to get to this guy's tower with the Hog Rider because he's using double Barbarian Huts on me. The Miner's just swinging away on the tower by himself. He's got some Archers back there. I'm going to Fireball those down, but it's a matter of playing defense right now. We just need to keep defending this tower over and over again to make sure he doesn't get to our tower, so let's drop the Tombstone to help out against the Hog Rider. He's got another log that's just barely going to miss my Tombstone, or else that probably would have helped him out. He's got 4 Barbarians right there, so I'm going to use my Elite ones on a little 2v3 combat, and as they do hit a little bit faster than those Barbarians, we just need to keep grinding our way towards this tower. Fireball plus Miner, we've got the Zap spell in a moment. That Fireball is just going to miss the Mega Minion right there, so 21 HP left. We need to cycle back to our direct damage cards. He's already got a 10 Elixir counter push heading down the lane, a 12 Elixir counter push, actually a 13 Elixir counter push. We need the Miner onto the tower and pray that he doesn't do anything against it. Mega Minion just getting ready to go down, but that miner will take out the tower, and we're just barely going to eke out a victory there. Whew, that was a tough one right there, and I feel like most battles using the Elite Barbarians are going to be really tough, so if you guys are trying them out, just make sure you don't get, you know, a little bit too angry if they're not doing their thing for you, because right now I feel like they're just way too weak inside of Clash Royale, and you're not going to see them inside of many decks. Now, if you want to try mine, here it is right here. It's just the Elite Barbarians, Mega Minion, Miner, Archers, and Hog Rider for the troops, Fireball and Zap Spell for the spells, and then the Tombstone for defense. Again, pretty hard stuff to deal with, but if you can win with the Elite Barbarians, you can win with anything. What's that saying in Dodgeball? If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Pretty much, if you can win with Elite Barbarians, then you have won Clash Royale. Now, that's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smack that like button. What do you guys think of Elite Barbarians? Do you like them? Do you love them? Do you hate them? Do you think they're worthless? Let me know in the comment section below. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.